this satellite image of Beta, you can see the outflow here. Very favorable upper level pattern here, supporting the building of the wave, and all just on forever. Could regenerate down the road. It's
really
still don't know how to act the ship because you can And ladies and gentlemen, taking a look out there right now at the tropics for this June 7th, 2006, you see a lot of moisture. This entire area here is very favorable moisture-wise. We have a lot of moisture, a lot of divergence and convergence, and a lot of storms, and a lot of just a whole bunch of favorability in this area here. In contrast, it's not so favorable up to the north. However, things will be changing. I'll tell you why. You can see a system right in here off the coast of Central America. This could very well become a tropical cyclone over the next several days. However, right now conditions not as favorable as they could be, and it's very close to the Central America and Mexican coast, so it would have to either move away or move somewhere further north to have some development. I'll tell you about that. We also have a weak area of low pressure associated with the trough right in this general area, and it kind of extends up into here through the Bahamas across Cuba, and this is creating a large area of showers and thunderstorms that we're going to be taking a look at as well, and I'll fill you in on all the details. First of all, let's go to that system in the Eastern Pacific, and you can see that right in about this area here is where probably the low pressure center would be, somewhere in there, and that appears to be moving to the west-northwest towards the Gulf of Tehuantepec. So we could see some development. You can see a lot of outflow streaks here, and it's trying to develop a circulation, but it's just too close to land to really get it going. However, we'll keep an eye on it because it could develop, and if it would be Bud. We saw Tropical Depression 2E actually strike the Mexican coast a couple of days ago. Now, there have been hints of a system in the Atlantic Basin developing in the southwest Caribbean Sea. In fact, I'll show you this here. We have two areas of interest, as mentioned before. All this mess associated with this troughiness. We have a low pressure area right in here. This shouldn't do anything. It is trying to get organized, but the shear is too much, and so this is likely going to dissipate, I'd think. However, there is also just general convection, as I was mentioning, favorability in this area here, and some models, in fact quite a few, are picking up on something developing in this area here or in the Eastern Pacific and moving up generally towards the Yucatan Channel, and then they diverge. We've seen models take a hurricane towards Texas and a hurricane towards Florida, or nothing at all. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that, and here are a few of the models that I was mentioning before. You can see 24 hours. This is the Canadian. This is actually the 0Z run. However, the Canadian, you can see right here, 24 hours from now, this time tomorrow, shows a system in the Eastern Pacific area here. Now, that could be very well possible, as we have a system there right now. 48, 72, 96, clearly some type of tropical system, probably a hurricane, with intensifying hurricane, that would probably be. And then by 114 hours, making landfall probably near Panama City, Florida. That's what that model shows. Now, is this going to pan out? Probably not, but the track would definitely be something like this, which climatologically is what you'd see coming out of the Caribbean Sea this time of year. So that's pretty interesting. The Canadian's not the only model, though. This is the 12Z MM5, which is very good with cyclone genesis, and you can see 120 hours out, it has a tropical system somewhere in the vicinity of, say, south of Morgan City, Louisiana, probably moving off to the northwest or north-northwest, and that would be a tropical storm at least. And again, another model hinting at development. This is only 5 days out. I know that sounds like a long way, but really it isn't when you think about it. Now, there's the NAM. Now, the NAM has some trouble sometimes developing systems out of literally nothing. But this storm is over the Yucatan, showing the model. This would be on the 11th of June. Clearly a tropical system as well, with pretty good pattern here. So with all these models hinting on it, we're beginning to see that a lot of the computer models are forecasting something moving up towards the Gulf Coast in the next couple of days, and towards the Yucatan Channel. So I mean, definitely a long way out, not going to see anything with it right now, but I'd have to tell you, if you do live in Louisiana, Texas, or anywhere along the Gulf Coast, even western Florida, and as well as Cuba and the Yucatan, just be on the lookout, as you should be all season, but over the next couple of days, just be on the lookout in case anything should try and spin up and come your way. Of course, Internet Partnership Radio will be here to cover it if it does. Finally, off the coast of Africa, you can see a pretty good wave just came off. We'll see if that could hold together down the road. Right now, still a little bit too far south on the ITCZ to get development, but that will be changing before we know it. I'm Mike Nasa with Internet Partnership Radio. I'll see you next time.